Fellow deputies, the past 5 years have been truly momentous and remarkable. Under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we have met numerous tests, including accelerated changes on the international landscape, the COVID-19, and the domestic economic slowdown. We have won the critical battle against poverty and finished building a moderately prosperous society in all respects, and realize the first centenary goal and embark on a new journey to realize second centenary goal. All localities' government department follow the guidance of Xi Jinping thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, gain a deep understanding of the two establishments, and strengthen the four awarenesses and four competences and the two protects. We will continue to fully act on the guiding principles of the 19th CPC National Congress and plenary session of the party's 20th National Congress.
We stay true to the general principle of pursuing progress will ensure stability. We fully and faithfully apply the new development philosophy on all fronts, work to create a new pattern of development, promoted high-quality development, and ensure both development and security. As a result, we have made major achievements in economic and social development, which garnered recognition around the world. Economic strength reached new heights. China's GDP increased to 121 trillion yuan, registering an annual growth rate of 5.2% over the past 5 years. Over the past decade, the GDP has increased by almost 70 trillion yuan at an annual rate of 6.2%, achieving a medium-high rate of economic growth and also transited to high-quality development. The government revenue increased to 20.4 trillion yuan, and annual grain output remained steady at above 650 million metric tons for several consecutive years. The average yearly urban jobs growth hit more than 12.7 million, and foreign exchange reserve remained stable at above $3 trillion. These figures show that China's economic strength has increased significantly. The critical fight against poverty was won. Thanks to 8 years of continued efforts, close to 100 million poor rural residents out of poverty. That's a total of 832 impoverished counties, including more than 9.6 million poverty-stricken people relocated from inhospitable areas. We have thus, once and for all, resolved the problem of absolute poverty in China. Fruitful gains were made in scientific and technological innovation. We have made new breakthroughs in key technologies and core fields, and the spending on R&D increased from 2.1% to about 2.5% of GDP. The economic structure continued improved. The value added of high-tech manufacturing and of equipment manufacturing increased by annual average of 10.6% and 7.9% respectively. China's digital economy continued to grow in strength. The population of urban residents, permanent urban residents, rose from 60.2% to 65.2%. And the new drivers of growth developed at a faster pace. Infrastructure was further upgraded. The length of in-service high-speed railways increased from 25,000 kilometers to 42,000 kilometers. The expressway network expanded to 177,000 kilometers. And installed the power capacity increased by more than 40%. Reform and opening up were deepened. We deepened reform and opening up across the world and created a new pattern of development. We further promoted supply-side structural reform and reform to streamline administration, delegate power, improve regulation, upgrade services, and a notable improvement has been made in the business environment. Joint efforts to advance BRI and also China play a key part in RCEP, and China's total volume of trade increased on an annual basis of 8.6%, reaching 40 trillion yuan. It has thus been the top global trader for many years running. The quality of the equal environment improved significantly. Energy consumption per unit of GDP dropped by 8.1%. And in cities at above the prefecture level, the average number of days with a heavy air pollution fell by over 50%. The living standards rose steadily, and the increase of the wages is in line with the increase of the economy, and also the basic old age insurance covers 1.05 billion people. Over the past decade, we have rebuilt more than 42 million housing units in run-down urban areas, and over 100 million people have moved into new apartments. After many years of meticulous preparation, we successfully presented the world with streamlined, safe, and splendid 2022 Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games, thus making great contributions to promoting the Olympic movement as well as solidarity and friendship among the peoples of all countries. Since COVID-19 struck more than 3 years ago, the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core has played the people and their lives above all else. It has boosted supplies of medical resources and materials and make every effort to ensure treatment of all patients, effectively safeguarded our people's health and safety, and improved and adjusted response policies and measures in light of changing conditions. The Chinese people have pulled through with fortitude and resilience and secured a major and decisive victory in the fight against COVID-19. All locality departments and organizations have made tremendous efforts, and people in various sectors have worked together to get through tough times, and all medical personnel have remained fearless in the face of adversity. And all people in their hundreds of millions have prevailed over many difficulties and challenges, made great sacrifice, and played their due part. It's not been an easy journey for anyone, but together we have overcome the huge challenge of COVID-19. As the pandemic not yet over, we must keep working to consolidate our achievements in both COVID-19 response and economic and social development.